Hi, this is the second part on steroids in a brave new world. Sorry the video cut there because I think I ran out of memory. So we were talking about the legalisation of steroids and how right now it's a bit of a shady area in Thailand and other countries there. You can buy them over the counter. In this country you can have them for private purposes but you can't supply them. But as I was saying, what I believe that the governments like to do in countries when it comes to this is let a kind of a black market kind of scenario continue, you know. Let people get hold of it through that way, and then step in and say, okay, because of the criminal aspect, you know, of this kind of thing, the way that this stuff is being made illegally. That it's not pharmaceutical, it can be contaminated with poisons and things like that. You know, like when people say they buy this kind of thing over the internet, a lot of experienced steroid users say it's stupid because you don't know where it comes from, you don't know if it's pure, you don't know if it has poison in it, you can't trust it. You can only really trust the pharmaceutical stuff that you would get from a doctor. And so this is why I think our government could step in and legalise it and say, okay, you know, the black market is dangerous, it supports criminal behaviour, so we'll legalise it for everyone. I think the same thing could be possibly done with marijuana, who knows, I could be wrong. But why would they want to legalise it? This is the thing, what benefit would it have for them for control? Well, we've kind of gone into that. Because if this is true, if when it comes to fertility, especially in European men, if fertility is falling, if sperm counts are plummeting, because another thing, why isn't this all over the mainstream media, that there's a problem with male fertility? That something needs to be drastically done about it. This is a big problem. We need to get fertility going, because it's not a problem to them. It's probably okay. It's probably encouraged, and this directly connects to a brave new world because we don't want the average person fertile and able to have children independently. They want people going to science to reproduce. That was one of the things that, one of the quotes that Bertrand Russell, one of these pioneers in this kind of agenda, said that it's about reproduction without sex and sex without reproduction. And so hormones and other things will be supplied by the government, as I said. Another thing is, in that book, they encouraged homosexual behaviour as well as heterosexual behaviour, because sex was just for sex's sake, as I said. They didn't want it associated with reproducing. That was considered disgusting, you know, ridiculous. That was a thing of the past. And so, look at the whole transgender agenda. They're saying that sex is illusion. So what they're trying to do psychologically with you is blur the idea that there really is a gender and that boys and girls are different, men and women are different. And at the same time, science will determine your sex and your identity, because no more can they say, oh, men are stronger than women physically. They have natural strong upper body strength, etc. When a lady can go and get her testosterone and match her male companions, you know, science will bring a stop to that. Everybody can be equal in that way. So there's another thing. Let's have a look at my notes. Yes, and let's go back to the 1960s, the pill. because you have all of this kind of, I don't know, maybe, you know, it's like you have people attacking bodybuilders, saying, you know, oh, you're being irresponsible, you know, it's going to make you fertile, it shrinks your balls and stuff like that, and it does. Men are, you know, being irresponsible by doing this, but women did it first with the pill. And let's be honest, the pill is a steroid. It's not an anabolic kind, but it is a steroid. It's a sex hormone, or it acts like that. It has estrogen in it, apparently, and it stops women from ovulating. It stops them from producing eggs, as steroids will lower or shut down a man's reproductive system and stop him from producing sperm. So sperm are really eggs with tails, you know. So it's pretty much the same thing. The pill in women, when women take it, it interferes with that cycle. It interferes with the endocrine system, as do steroids in men, anabolic steroids, and it shuts down the process. And then when you stop taking it, hopefully the process comes back. But this is a risky thing to do, I think. So keep that in mind. The pill in the 60s, and that was legal, and that was sold for feminism. Well, if you look at steroids for men, I think that they are the male pill. This is what I think that they could be, or are being used as, is the male pill. And why would a man want to do that? Well, there's perks. There's the side effects are bigger muscles, stronger muscles. You look more manly. You have you know, you can even have a higher libido. As an older man, you can have a higher libido. Men that want to take it when they get older, as their hormones lower, apparently. So there's that attraction. Well, they're the main effects. They say that you would argue this is why I take it. These are the main effects, and the lowered sperm count and the you know, or possible infertility are the side effects. No, I think they're the effects, and the side effects are the bigger muscles. So there's something that you might want to consider. Okay, let's have a look at my notes. I've only got 20% left on this on the battery on my phone. So yeah, we spoke about the roles, the gender roles blurring. Women don't have to be as weak as men, because they can take the same sex hormones as men, artificially, of course. Yeah, and what is the future? What is the future with all of this? Another thing is athletes. You know, would athletes in the future be kind of transgender, sexless, super cage fighting freaks? You know, is that what we're going to see? As I said, the pill was preached by feminism, as was abortion. And yeah, steroids, I believe, are the male pill. That's the honey trap that's being sold, and it seems to be cool. And you know, a lot of these guys, I've seen many guys on YouTube taking this stuff, and they think it's amazing, that they're bodybuilders, and that they're kind of pioneers, and really, and they're just into the drug taking process. They're lining this stuff out week one, loading up on it on my cycle, and there's so much buzzwords they're using, like I'm loading up, I'm stacking, I'm mixing different anabolics, and I'm doing a 3-month cycle. And then there's another word called cruising, where they lower the doses just to have a break, to give their body a break, and then they go back on it, and they go back on the cycle. So this is becoming, as I said, mainstream, and it's ridiculous, because they don't realise what they're doing to their bodies, or maybe they don't care when it comes to this, because this could determine the future of you know, of human society, whether or not we're around, especially European people. So yeah, let's continue this in part 3.